Good morning. My name is Michele Morris. I am an attorney and I have my own practice here in Asheville, North Carolina. I am a specialist in employment law. I'm also a volunteer attorney for Pisgah Legal Services. And I'm going to give this presentation today on behalf of Pisgah Legal Services and focus on unemployment benefits during the COVID-19 pandemic. Pisgah Legal Services also has other program areas, including access to healthcare, housing, domestic violence, and income security. You can visit their website at www.pisgahlegal.org to learn more about what they have to offer. Again, this morning I'm just going to be presenting some what we hope will be useful information to you about applying for unemployment benefits during this pandemic. If you need individual legal advice regarding any employment questions or unemployment questions, you can go on Pisgah Legal Services website and apply for representation. They also have help online. So their website address is pisgahlegal.org and their phone number is 800-489-6144. I will not be giving specific legal advice during this presentation, but again, just working to give you some general information about how to apply for your unemployment benefits. I want to encourage people to go to the Department of Commerce's website. The website address is des.nc.gov. That website is very user-friendly. There's a lot of information on there to help both employers and employees navigate their unemployment questions and applications and what they just generally the information that you need to have to apply for benefits. You can also call the Department of Commerce at 888-787-0259. They are available during regular business hours, but I would anticipate it would be very difficult to get through on those lines now due to the surge in unemployment claims. Basically, there have been some changes made to the eligibility for benefits as a response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Individuals who are separated from employment, individuals who have had the hours that they work reduced, or individuals who are prevented from working due to their own illness or due to the fact that they need to take care of another one who has been quarantined as a result of the illness. Anyone who falls into those categories should apply for benefits immediately. Generally, the unemployment insurance system pays temporary assistance to eligible individuals who are unemployed through no fault of their own. Not everyone who applies for unemployment benefits will qualify for them because certain conditions have to be met in order to meet initial eligibility requirements. But individuals pay no cost of unemployment benefits. The employer pays the full cost of unemployment benefits. And when you go online to apply for your benefits, in order to complete your application, there's certain information that you're going to need. So I'm just encouraging you, before you even go on there, to get this information close at hand so you can complete the application. You're going to need your Social Security number. You're going to need details from your most recent employer about separation, any severance pay that you've received or you might receive, any pay that you're entitled to receive. You're going to need to know what that is and provide that on the application. You're going to also need your bank routing number and your bank account number if you want your benefits to be directly deposited into your bank account. If you do not want direct deposit, you're going to get a debit card that's issued from the department. Again, I would encourage people to use direct deposit to alleviate the administrative burden that's already on the department. Anything that you do online or that is automated will ultimately assist you in receiving your benefits more quickly. You're also going to need your work history for the past 2 years. That will include the name of your employer as it appears on your paycheck, the employer's physical address, telephone number, and your dates of employment, your rate of pay, and the reason that you were separated from each one of the jobs that you've had for the past 2 years. If you're a non-citizen and you have a right to work in the United States, you are also eligible for unemployment benefits. In addition, you're going to need your alien number and the expiration date on your employment authorization document when you apply for unemployment benefits. I mean, I think it's needless to say that there are a lot of people out of work due to this pandemic. So again, if you're temporarily out of work or your working hours were reduced due to COVID-19, you may be eligible for unemployment and you should apply for the benefits immediately. Ordinarily, under the statute, to receive unemployment benefits, you need to wait a week after you lose your job, but that requirement has been waived. So you need to apply as soon as you possibly can. The other thing that is not required during this pandemic is you are not required to look for another job in order to qualify to get your benefits. So once you get your benefits, ordinarily under the statute, you have to be on the job market and actively seeking other employment, but that requirement has been waived. And the reason it's been waived is to encourage you to practice social distancing. And it also acknowledges the fact that your employer might rehire you once the pandemic ends. The other thing that has been waived during the pandemic is that employers are not being charged additional state unemployment taxes, and this makes it less likely that they will challenge your entitlement to receive benefits. And with respect to employers, actions that they need to take to help employees get their benefits more quickly is also outlined on the Department of Commerce's website. Again, that's des.nc.gov. So in the event that as an individual you are denied benefits, if your employer challenges those benefits or for whatever reason your application is denied, you should appeal that decision. And again, the best way to appeal it is to do so online. Once you do an application for unemployment benefits online, you're going to have a portal and you can file your appeal through that portal. That portal allows you to track whatever is going on with your benefits. If you need help doing an appeal, again, there's very useful information on that website. There's frequently asked questions and answers that specifically relate to the appeal process. You can use that. You can try and use their customer call service, which is 888-737-0259. And if you feel like you need legal assistance, you can, again, apply for that through Pisgah Legal Services, through their website. So I mentioned before that this is, that the unemployment eligibility requirements are being relaxed due to the pandemic. And this is an evolving situation. So there's a lot of information that's changing as the government responds to the pandemic. Just yesterday, it looks like there was a bill that was passed. It still hasn't been signed into law, but that bill will extend the time in which you can receive benefits. So once you're qualified, ordinarily you would be eligible to receive benefits for 20 weeks. The stimulus bill is adding an additional 13 weeks, so the duration will be increased by 13 weeks. and it is also enhancing the benefits to increase the amount you will be paid for a period of 4 months. It is not possible for someone to tell you what you're going to be, once you're determined eligible, what the amount that your benefits will be. That's a calculation that's going to depend on some factors that the Department of Commerce is going to determine. But once this stimulus package goes into effect, that amount, at least for 4 months, is going to be increased. Again, I just want to reiterate that things are rapidly changing here as the government is trying to get help to people. So you want to just go ahead and get that application in, and that way it's in the queue. There also may be other benefits that aren't unemployment benefits you might be eligible to receive, such as Family Medical Leave Act benefits. These Family Medical Leave Act benefits are going to only be available if you work for a qualified employer, but they too have been enhanced. Likewise, there may be mandated sick leave pay available to certain eligible employees. That is also not related directly to unemployment benefits. You may find answers to questions that you have about that information on Pisgah Legal Service's website. They specifically have a posting of Know Your Benefits that will provide some guidance on that. So again, just to reiterate, during this pandemic, any employees who get separated from their employment, anyone who has their work hours reduced due to the pandemic, anyone who is prevented from working because they themselves got sick or they are taking care of another person who is sick, provided other eligibility requirements are met, you are going to be eligible to receive benefits. You should go ahead and go on des.nc.gov and apply for those benefits. When you file your application, choose one of the separation reasons on the screen that relate to your separation from employment due to the COVID-19 virus. And I also want to mention that one of the other things that is included in the relief bill that is being passed in the Senate, or that was passed in the Senate, and we're still waiting for that to be signed into law, in addition to extending the insurance for 13 weeks, enhancing the benefit amount for 4 months, the program is also broadened to include freelancers, furloughed employees, gig workers. So typically, ordinarily, such workers are not covered under the unemployment insurance, but this act expands unemployment benefits to make them available to self-employed people. If you are falling into that category, you should just go ahead and apply for benefits and put yourself as the employer. Again, I'm just encouraging people to apply. The best thing you can do is go ahead and apply, and then let the unemployment, let the Department of Commerce sort out your eligibility. Don't try and figure that out yourself. Go ahead and apply, and again, even if you're denied, file an appeal. So I appreciate you listening to this information, and I hope that it has been useful, that you've been directed to some useful resources that can help you further as we navigate our way through this crisis. And again, just be patient, and as everyone knows, we all need to work together while we get to the other side of this. Thank you again for joining us.